A report published by ESPN is stating that Saudi club Al Ittihad to bid $65 million for Heung-Min Son. Galatasaray interested in Sergio Reguilon. Harry Kane has hit another couple of goals for England. That is now 58 goals in 84 internationals. A goalkeeper, a left-sided centre-back, a central midfielder and a wide forward are the priorities for Tottenham, as per reports. Spurs are eyeing 19-year-old Gambian striker that could cost Tottenham £2.6 million. And reports are stating that Spurs are interested in Alex Scott and he could cost £20 million. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping well. This is another edition of Tottenham News, where I'll be going through all of the latest Spurs news, rumours and reports. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Let's start with a report from ESPN all about Tottenham Hotspur and South Korean star Heung-Min Son. In this report from ESPN, it states Saudi club to bid $65 million for Tottenham's Heung-Min Son. Al Ittihad are ready to move for Tottenham Hotspur forward Heung-Min Son with an opening bid in the region of €60 million, the equivalent of $65 million, plus bonuses. In this report, it says that top clubs from Saudi Arabia are interested in a number of Premier League stars this summer, and Heung-Min Son has become the latest high-profile name to be approached over a move. The source said that Heung-Min Son has been offered a 4-year contract worth €30 million per season. There is some optimism within the Saudi Pro League side that the 30-year-old could be tempted to join Al Ittihad, who are on the brink of agreeing to a deal to sign Chelsea midfielder Kane, and they have already signed former Real Madrid talisman Benzema. However, they face a difficult task in pursuing a deal, as sources have told ESPN that Spurs would not be interested in listening to an approach if a formal bid is made as expected. Heung-Min Son's representatives did not immediately respond when contacted by ESPN. Heung-Min Son's current Tottenham deal expires in 2025 and he remains a hugely important player for the club, having scored 145 goals in 371 games since joining from Bayer Leverkusen in the summer of 2015. Also in this report from ESPN, it states that new coach Ange Postecoglou is already facing a battle to keep striker Harry Kane at the club amid interest from Real Madrid, Manchester United and reportedly PSG. Tottenham Hotspur striker and England captain Harry Kane was in action for the Three Lions on Monday evening. Harry Kane reached another goal-scoring milestone as England racked up 7 against North Macedonia in Euro 2024 qualifying. The striker scored the first and last goals in an impressive performance at Old Trafford, taking him to 50 goals as captain and stretching his record as England's all-time record goalscorer to 58 goals in 84 games. Harry Kane has now scored at least once in 21 of his last 22 major tournament, World Cup or Euros qualifying games for England. Now, a report has just been published by the Football Insider, and they are stating despite ongoing speculation over Harry Kane's future, it is believed that Spurs are keen to add a wide forward rather than an out-and-out striker. Ange Postecoglou, who was appointed earlier this month, is keen to move on to alternative targets after losing out on Villarreal star Nicholas Jackson. Also in this report, it says that Chelsea's swoop for Jackson is now 90% done after they agreed personal terms with the Senegal international. The forward, who can play on both flanks and lead the line, scored 9 goals and provided 2 assists in the final 8 games of the 2022-2023 La Liga season. Lastly, in this report, it says that Ange Postecoglou and his new recruitment team are keen to add a player with a similar profile to the 21-year-old that is about to sign for Chelsea. It has also been stated that new head coach Ange Postecoglou is also keen to improve the spine of his new side in this summer transfer window. It is believed a goalkeeper, a left-sided centre-back and central midfielder will be on the agenda for Spurs this summer. A report has just been published by the Evening Standard, and they are stating interest in Gambian star Adama Bojang is hotting up, with 5 Premier League clubs monitoring the 19-year-old. Chelsea, Crystal Palace, Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur and Wolves are all keeping tabs on the striker who plays for Gambian side Steve Biko FC. Bojang guided Gambia to the round of 16 in the recent Under-20 World Cup in Argentina, where he scored twice in the African side's opening win. And the Evening Standard have also stated that Eintracht Frankfurt and RB Leipzig are also tracking the star. His club are understood to have valued Bojang at just £2.6 million, which makes the 6'3" striker a significantly cheaper option than most centre-forwards being touted for a move this summer. Bojang, who is also attracting interest from clubs outside Europe, inspired his nation to the final of the Under-20 African Cup of Nations in March and was named in the team of the tournament after finishing as the joint second top goal scorer with 4 goals. It has just been reported by Bristol World that Wolves and Spurs are both interested in Bristol City star Alex Scott. It has been reported that Spurs have made a request now to Bristol City to keep them updated on the situation with the 19-year-old. It has been reported that Bristol City want a fee of around £20 million. This is £5 million lower than what was quoted by club owner Steve Lansdowne back in April 2023. The reported £25 million fee was said to have put off Bournemouth and West Ham, who like the player, but aren't willing to pay that much for a player who has not played in the Premier League as yet. Reports in Turkey are stating that Galatasaray are interested in signing Tottenham Hotspur left-back Sergio Reguilon, who of course has just spent time on loan at Atletico Madrid. The reports in Turkey are stating he played just 317 minutes for Atletico Madrid last season and is now set for a return to Tottenham. However, his future at the club is uncertain, and Galatasaray are one of the clubs interested in signing the Spain international. So in recent weeks, there has been so much speculation about Ange Postecoglou bringing his former assistant manager from Celtic, John Kennedy, to the club. But only on Monday, it was confirmed that former boss Brendan Rodgers has taken the Celtic job and he wants John Kennedy to stay with him. He said, "I wanted John to be with me as we move forward. He is a talented coach, someone I know and respect, and he will be very important to myself and our players." Brendan Rodgers talking about new Tottenham Hotspur boss Ange Postecoglou. He said, "Ange has done some brilliant work here across the last 2 years, and I will be doing all I can to maintain Celtic's momentum as we face into all domestic and European challenges." Now, my thoughts on all of these stories in this episode. Let's start by talking about Harry Kane. Of course, another couple of goals for England. He's broke the England record already. He is just now running away with this goal record. 7-0. Against North Macedonia. England were absolutely brilliant, but of course it is only North Macedonia, no offence, but of course it is the main tournaments that we want to be shouting about and going on to win. That is the ultimate goal. But now 58 goals in 84 games. Harry Kane is just simply sensational. I have absolutely no doubt. There is no question that he is going to run away with this record, and it is going to be many, many, many years before anyone even gets close to it, let alone breaking it. Now, Saudi club Al Ittihad to bid $65 million for Heung-Min Son. I'll tell you what, the Saudi Arabian League at the moment, and this is the club that Nuno Espirito Santo won the league with the season just gone. They have just signed Benzema. They are just about to sign Kante from Chelsea. They seem to be going after all of the Premier League stars at the moment. Even Matt Doherty is going to be signing for a club, or reports have stated it anyway in the last 24 hours. He may be on the way to Saudi Arabia as well. So many ex-Premier League players are on their way to Saudi Arabia. Would Tottenham Hotspur let him go? I very much doubt it. He means so much to the club, not only on the pitch, off the pitch as well, because the shirt sales, everything he brings to Tottenham Hotspur. I don't think Spurs will ever want to let Heung-Min Son go. And, we can't replace Heung-Min Son. Harry Kane may be leaving the club this time next summer. Of course, he goes into his final year. I tell you what, when Spurs actually do have to replace Heung-Min Son and Harry Kane, that is going to be extremely difficult. With the Saudi Arabian League, though, it does worry me slightly. I think they're trying to turn it into the English Premier League with the amount of stars that they are signing at the moment. And of course, Benzema was a Ballon d'Or winner only last year. He has signed for Al Ittihad, and the amount of money that they are offering footballers at the moment is just absolutely crazy money. So I wouldn't be at all surprised in the next couple of weeks, in the next couple of months before the new Premier League season starts, that a whole host of other players will be moving to Saudi Arabia. Now, we're being linked with a lot of players at the moment, a lot of young players as well. The Gambian striker that could cost Spurs £2.6 million. Spurs interested in Bristol City star Alex Scott. He could cost £20 million if we went for him. No offence to a lot of these young players. I'm all about bringing young players through, absolutely. But we do need to think about the starting 11. I've absolutely no doubt that some of these youngsters, if they did sign for Spurs, they would be on the bench and... you know, we would give them minutes from the bench in the Premier League. There are a lot of loan players to come back. That is my concern at the moment. All of these loan players coming back. And Postecoglou has to make serious assessments of all of these players. And Postecoglou officially starts his job on the 1st of July, as does Scott Munn. 1st of July is Saturday week. That's in 13 days' time. We play our first pre-season game on the 18th of July. That is in, 30 days' time or so. We will fly out to, or the team will fly out to Perth, Australia in 25 days' time. They will fly out on around the 14th to 15th of July, if our first game is on the 18th of July. That gives Ange Postecoglou, 14, 15 days to assess all of the squad, all of the loan players coming back. Will we appoint a director of football in that time as well? We also, as a football club, and Ange Postecoglou as well, has to appoint his coaching team, who is going to be the assistant manager. We know Ryan Mason is going to be on board, although not officially announced by Tottenham Hotspur Football Club yet. But my point is, there is so much to do in such a short amount of time. It will be extremely interesting, and I know I've said this before, it'll be extremely interesting, as it was last year when we went to South Korea. Antonio Conte did not take a number of players on the plane. That said a lot. It will be very, very interesting. And Postecoglou will have 14, 15 days to assess his squad, to assess all of these players in training in that 2-week spell. Who he wants to keep, who he wants to sell, who he wants to loan out, and who he wants to get on that plane. Now, all of the reports stating that the priorities is a goalkeeper, a left-sided centre-back, a central midfielder, and a wide forward. I think that if a lot of players are going to be heading out the door as well, that priority list will increase and it will grow. I am personally hoping, as I think a lot of Spurs fans are hoping and wishing this summer transfer window, that a lot of players do go out the door and a lot of fresh faces come in the door. But of course, improved additions to the squad and most importantly, the starting 11. But goalkeeper is an absolute priority. Defensive reinforcements, an absolute priority. And I've said this on previous windows as well. Defensive reinforcements is an absolute must. It must be a priority. It must be up there. And Postecoglou must be looking at new defenders in the next couple of weeks. But wouldn't it be nice to get players in before we do head out to Australia? Because, we go to Australia, we go then to Thailand, and we go to Singapore. 3 games, 3 different countries. It would be nice for Ange Postecoglou to take all of the new additions with him, or the majority of them, if there are a number of additions coming in. It would be nice that they are on the plane, integrate with the squad very, very quickly, and Ange Postecoglou can get across his message, exactly what he's expecting from the squad. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you on the next one. Until then, come on you Spurs.